Ready? Okay. So welcome to the Historic Landmark Commission. May we have the roll call, please?
Chairman Labiche is absent. Acting Chair Macon.
Here.
Commissioner Bell absent. Commissioner Berube absent. Commissioner Craig absent. Commissioner Crawford absent. Commissioner Goodness.
Here.
Commissioner Kelly.
Here.
Commissioner Provo.
Here.
Commissioner Segee. Commissioner Templeton.
Here.
Commissioner Thomas.
Here.
And Commissioner Bell.
And here she is.
Bell, here.
There she is. Okay, so everyone's had an opportunity to review the minutes. Do we have any changes or a motion?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Motion carries. Okay, we're going to file PZ 2024-218.
Robert Dixon is requesting a certificate of appropriateness to install a metal roof located at 2495 Louisiana Street. The roof will be asphalt shingle in color or darker and have vertical panes. Section 280318 G1MI of the City of Beaumont Code of Ordinances under the Historic District Preservation Ordinances states that roof materials and colors must complement the style and overall color scheme of the building or structure. On residential structures, tar and gravel built up is permitted only as a roof material on covered porches, portiche covers, and flat roofs. Carpet is not permitted as a roof material. Composite shingles, cedar shingles, and metal roofing materials may be permitted. The home is not listed in the Spare Beaumont survey, however, could be classified as a neoclassical home with its steep side gable pitch and flat full facade porch covering. This type of construction was popular from 1925 to 1950 and often featured slender columns lacking the elaborate capitals and fluted surfaces of traditional columns. Planning staff is recommending denial of the request based that there are no other metal roofs within the area and does not seem to complement the neoclassical architectural features. On the screen, you'll see the front of the home. And this is the example provided by the applicant. Additionally, within your packet, and I do apologize that it's not currently in your copy of the books, but the newer version of the American Guide to Historic Homes that we're looking at, that is what has been scanned and copied into your packets, that you'll see the examples of the neoclassical architecture in your packet.
Okay, is there any questions of staff? Okay, is the applicant in the audience? No? Okay, do we have a discussion or a motion?
Got a quick, metal roofs are prohibited.
Well, but this says,
They may be permitted should y'all
permitted.
approve them. Every metal roof has to come before you for consideration. To my understanding, there is only one that has been approved in the historic district, and it was placed after Hurricane Rita, and it is over on Liberty or Laurel. It's one of those two.
Question? So if we've already approved one, why would we deny this one?
Just because it was approved by commission, staff's recommendation remained the same on the previous request as well. We recommend based on preference of the ordinance, but it's not our decision. So the HLC, even though staff recommends denial, you may always make a motion to approve.
Do you recall what was the style of that house?
It was, it's a small, it's a very craftsman style brick structure. It's not two-story, it's maybe, I think, 800 square feet total of the other one is. Very small brick structure.
I guess, I'm sorry, why was it approved?
yeah, that
I was
surprises
not-
me.
Yeah, I was not here at that time. It was after Hurricane Rita when that original one was approved.
Quite a while ago.
Yeah, when I came into the district, it was existing. And I only know of it because I approved the certificate of appropriateness to replace that roof.
Okay.
I have a question. So is this the only other one that's come before the commission for a metal roof since then?
There was a previous one for a portage that was in a rear yard, but it was not visible. So I believe that got approved, but it's for a full-on metal roof for a whole structure. This is the, I think, second one that's come before you. In my experience, in the 8 years.
Yeah, the may be permitted is the iffy part.
Well,
The may be permitted, it says in the,
well, and I
code.
could see if the style of the house, if it was more of a colonial or farm style house, then that would give us latitude on something like that. But to me, a neoclassical home is a different subject.
yeah, beautiful home.
I know there's lots of different styles of metal roofs. I mean, this one appears to be like a standing seam type roof, which is more like a farmhouse, like you said. But there are plenty of other ones where they look like shingles. So I would think it would depend on the style, whether it blends in.
This is the one here on the screen is the example that the applicant has provided, that this is what he would be reaching for.
Right. So I don't, in my personal opinion, it's not so much the material it's made of, it's the style and whether it
Yeah, and the
blends in.
appearance.
Right.
Okay, do we have a motion?
I make a motion that we deny PZ 2024-218 based on the staff recommendation due to the neoclassical style of the home and due to the standing seam style of the metal roof requested.
Okay, we have a motion to deny. Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, I'm sorry, and we have a second. So you want us to do a verbal,
Roll call.
okay,
Yes, please, roll call vote.
Okay, Acting Chair Macon,
I agree to deny.
Commissioner Bell,
I think I'm gonna have to abstain because I can't make up my mind.
Commissioner Goodness,
I vote to deny the request.
Commissioner Kelly,
I think I'm gonna have to abstain. I need some more information on this and why we can't support the homeowner right now. So I'm gonna abstain.
Commissioner Provo, Deny. Commissioner Sagi,
For them to be able to put that roof on.
oh, okay. Commissioner Templeton,
Deny.
Commissioner Thomas,
Deny.
did I get everybody?
So what was our count?
It was 5 to 2 to 1, but I am going to ask Mr. Kelly, if you're not in favor of the motion, instead of abstaining, would you rather change your vote to agree with Mr. Sagi just for reflection in the minutes? Or he voted to allow it.
Allow it.
I just asked because if you abstain yourself from the vote, you do have to fill out the form with your reason of abstention.
Okay. Okay.
I don't want to lead you one way or the other. I just want to make sure we cover our bases for the minutes purposes.
Okay. All right, I'll vote no.
Okay.
And I vote no.
Okay, so did you get all of those? We have 2 no's in the meantime.
Right.
To deny, is that correct?
Ms. Bell is voting to deny. Okay, so we're 6 to 2.
Okay. Okay, we're going to move on to file PZ, so I'm sorry?
I just want to be, Ms. Bell, you were voting to deny the request or to approve the metal roof?
I approve the middle.
Approve the metal roof, I'm sorry. Ms. Kathy, you're correct.
So we're good to move on? Okay. All right, file PZ 2024-219.
Hollis Reed is requesting a certificate of appropriateness to construct a circular drive located at 2240 Ashley Avenue. The circular drive would tie into the existing driveway and be 10 feet wide at its narrowest point and 12 feet wide at its largest point. The home is listed in the 1990 Spare Beaumont survey as built circa 1938 and classified as a national folk style home. The recorder noted that the siding was pulling away from the structure and that the significance of this home is listed as an example of the middle-class housing built in Beaumont in 1930s. Planning staff recommends denial of the proposed circle drive as ordinances discourage parking in front yards to obstruct structures. On the screen, you'll see the subject property. And then the existing drive that the circular drive would tie into. And I do believe we have the applicant present.
Okay, are there any questions of staff? Okay, if the applicants in the audience, would you please come forward and give us your name and address, please? Okay, thank you. Mr. Reed, are there any other information that you want to share with us regarding this?
It's impossible to have one vehicle in, one vehicle out, and it's hazardous for people to park on the side of the road. I recently closed on this property. The old seller already had a tenant get hit by parking on the side. Anyone that wants to come in behind me, they can either park on the side so I can get out, or they're gonna have to park on the side so I can get in. It's just impractical how it's set up.
Okay. Any questions of Mr. Reed? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, is there a discussion?
I have a question. You said that it was obstructing something. What is it obstructing?
So the typical history of this commission has been that any creation of parking in front of a structure obstructs the view of the structure. As an architectural preservation district, the intent is to not allow parking of vehicles in front of the architectural structures. So that is why staff has always recommended denial of any circular drives, because it creates parking abilities in front of the structures. So you'd not see the architectural design of the homes.
Okay, do we have any other discussion or a motion?
Is there room on the other side of the house for a straight drive that's not in front of the actual building?
I don't think there's enough room to make an actual drive that would be 9 feet wide for a typical vehicle. If we did put a secondary drive on that side, it would be in front of the structure slightly. Now, again, these recommendations come based on ordinance to staff. It is always the will of the commission to make whatever decision you choose is best.
So he's estimating the driveway would be, is it, 12 feet wide?
Yes.
So that
At
would
its
take-
largest point, it would taper to 10 right at the connection of the drive, and then it would come out to 12 as it makes the circle.
It would come out to 12 as next to the street?
Yeah, as it makes the circle
Okay,
to the
but
street.
the majority of it is the 10 feet wide?
If I'm understanding the drawing correctly, yes.
Okay. Okay.
And should council, or should commission so choose to approve this request, I do want you to know, we did already visit with our engineering department, as we would for any driveway construction, and they said that the separation here and the turn is a makeable turn. It is a doable turn for vehicles.
I'm sorry, can someone kind of explain to me what this is? Because I'm not figuring this out.
Sure. So where the red line is, they are proposing a concrete circular drive, essentially. So it'll be a second entry to the property.
So where's the driveway now on this?
The existing driveway is to the gray speckled area to your left.
That model looking stuff is the driveway.
Okay.
That's the existing drive, and then the red line coming off of it is the proposed concrete drive that would make the circular drive.
Are there any other homes with this type of driveway?
Not in this
Area?
area, no. I don't believe on Ashley.
There's
You
not.
mean on that street, but in Old Town, we do have other circular drives.
There's a handful of circular drives in Old Town. Most of them have the portiches on the sides of the house. There's, I think, 2 that I know of that are located in the front yards. But they were built with the structures.
Well, didn't we just approve a circular drive on Liberty?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
We
thought.
disapproved it, and we've disapproved several requests on Evelyn.
Well, I mean, what are we, I don't know, what are we gonna do? We keep approving, not approving. Some we do, some we don't. I don't get it.
Staff recommendation, like I said, it always comes from the text of the ordinance and based on the past reviews of this commission. Again, it's always at the will of the commission to make their step forward. Just every step forward we're making is setting a precedent for future requests. We did not approve that circle drive on Liberty.
No. Okay, do we have a motion?
I have one other question. In the picture, there was like an empty lot next, was that empty lot or just?
I don't think
can't
it's an
really-
empty, I don't think it's empty lot. I think it's just space between the 2 structures.
Okay, thank you.
The lots in this side of Ashley are not consistent in their widths or depths. They kind of vary.
Okay, thank you.
And the proposed driveway would come fairly close to the actual structure, right, the house?
I'm gonna defer. How far off would it be?
It's gonna be
Did you say 16 feet?
Because it doesn't look very big.
Yeah, it looks
Not a
like a
very
lot
big
smaller than that.
I will say, based on the drawing, there is, from the front of the structure to the front property line, there is 25 total feet there. And for explanation purposes, do you see where the asphalt turns to concrete at the drive? That is most likely the property line, just based on past experience. So from that line to the front of the actual structure is 25 feet.
And the front, and you're talking about the porch, the front door.
So yeah,
The distance.
from the siding here to this one here should be, if this is the actual property line, should
Is
be
20.
25 feet.
Okay.
And there's not enough
Isn't there?
between the houses to put a drive on that side. You said there's not enough room on the
Yeah,
lot.
so for his property line, I don't think it extends over much further than where you can see the line of the grass here. So if he were to pour a traditional 9-foot wide driveway, it would still be in front of the house on this side.
Here's the.
And isn't there a draining ditch there?
It's not even.
But that's not necessarily an issue. Say the ditches are, they would be culverted and that would be, engineering would have to review with him how to make a
Oh, yeah, I see.
approach over that.
But the main thing is that it would block the main house, which is what the idea is of not having this in the first place, correct?
Correct.
Okay, all right. Do we have a motion or more discussion?
And again, if the commission so chooses, I would say you're definitely able to make alternative decisions from what staff recommends, and you are able to condition those decisions. Just know, we've seen in the past where things were approved with conditions, and then 3 sellers down the line, those conditions
yeah.
or concerns have been lost throughout selling processes.
Mr. Reed, how long have you owned this property? I'm sorry, a month ago? Okay. So you live there? Okay.
It's a pressing issue.
I'm sorry, say it again?
It's
Okay,
So is he leasing?
for too large of a home for one vehicle?
He lives
Can you come back up and we may have some more questions for you. Would you repeat that again, please?
It's too large of a home for one vehicle. There's no practical way for another vehicle besides being parked in front of me or behind me.
Okay, but you've only been there a month? Okay. John?
Is that a one-car garage in the back? We can't see it from here.
It can't fit a vehicle. It used to be a one-car garage, but now it's a shed.
Yeah, there's one in there.
That's my truck. It's in the carport.
Yeah, but behind the carport, there is.
Oh, okay.
Smaller, yeah. We've
Okay.
seen that a lot.
You can't extend that in the back behind the house. You can't extend that parking back in there, make a concrete pad back there for extra parking?
No, ma'am. That was the original thought process, is have it in the back. But I would have to tear down the carport or the shed because it doesn't have the turn radius.
I see.
So when you bought this house, you were living there by yourself? When you bought the house, was it just you?
Yeah.
Okay. And now there's more than one person living there, and that's.
Oh yeah, it's not always gonna just be me.
Well, my question is you knew this driveway wasn't gonna accommodate you when you purchased the house.
Yes, sir. The plan was originally to be able to go through the back because there is two beams that appeared as if I just take them down, be able to turn through, but I don't have the turn radius with the carport on the left-hand side facing it.
Any other questions of the applicant while he's here? Thank you, Mr. Reed.
Well, I've got a statement, we've got this ordinance in Old Town that we don't allow cars in the front of the house. Putting a parking pad in front of the house, I think, is non-conductive to our
Our
code.
Mhm.
If they're gonna start putting pads in front of these houses, then it's not, I just don't approve of this at all.
Do you want to make a motion?
Yeah.
Pardon?
Are you making a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to deny PZ 2024-219.
Okay, we have a motion to deny. Is there a second? Okay, we have a motion to deny and a second, and we're going to do a verbal vote.
Excuse me, Acting Chair Macon,
To deny.
Commissioner Bell,
Deny.
Commissioner Berube,
Deny.
Commissioner Goodness,
Deny.
Commissioner Kelly,
Deny.
Commissioner Provo. Deny. Commissioner Sagi. Commissioner Templeton,
Deny.
and Commissioner Thomas.
Deny.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. We're going to move on to file PZ 2024-225.
Maria Viscanio is requesting a certificate of appropriateness to allow a chain link fence to remain surrounding the property located at 2085 Angelina Street. The chain link fence was installed without the benefit of a certificate of appropriateness and is 6 feet in height in the front yard in front of the home and visible from all street right-of-ways. Section 280318G3F of the City of Beaumont Code of Ordinances states wrought iron and metal fences must be compatible with the style and period of the main building. Chain link, barbed wire, and razor wire fences are permitted only in backyards and must not be visible from any street. The home is listed in the 1990 Spare Beaumont Survey, is built circa 1940, and classified as a National Folk Style home. The significance of this home is listed as the house is a typical working-class housing built in 1920s and 30s in Beaumont and is identical to the 2095 Angelina site. Staff is recommending denial of the request. On the screen, this is the subject property with the fencing installed. For general location of area, just so you're aware, this is the block that abuts Coastal Welding on 4th and Angelina. to bring to your attention of where this is. But this is the fence that was installed, and our inspector, Mr. Wilson, notated it during inspection processes.
Is there, can you go back? Is there another one? Is that a same fence on the left next to the house?
Yes, this is it was the same fence installed, and then just the rear coastal welding does have an
So
8-foot chain.
That's their fence.
This is their fence,
Okay,
yes,
got
shown
it.
here.
Chain link.
And when did this fence go up without the certificate of appropriateness?
It was either end of June or early July.
Okay.
This year?
So to clarify what you were saying, if we're looking at this picture, the left-hand side fence for the house is the coastal welding fence?
Yes.
That's 8 foot tall. Okay.
Okay.
And so that's okay to see that, but not,
Coastal welding is not inside of the district. This house is on the boundary.
Is the applicant in the audience? Yes, ma'am. If you'll come forward and give us your name and address, please.
My name is Maria Vizcaino, and I'm 2085 Angelina. And we put the fence because, like protection. Somebody store a fire in the house, so that's why we put that one in there. But the company, like you said, is older than us, and then they have it in the front. So, it's just for protection.
How long have you lived there?
We live since 289, something like that.
I'm sorry, you,
89 or 90? No. In the 90s.
so you've lived there since the 90s?
We live in the 90s, yes.
And you just now put the fence up?
Yes, we used to have like columns, like brick columns in there, and they make us like take it out. Yeah, it was like maybe how many feet? The brick size 6. It was 6, and it was like the columns, and it was the brick. The fence it was brick too, and they make us like.
So,
I don't necessarily know if the city made them remove it. It might have been falling into the right of way, but they did have a brick pillar fence previously, but it was severely deteriorated. The last time this property came before you, I think, was 2019 or 2020. It's been a long time.
okay.
And I think like all the neighborhood and all that, they have like 4 feet. The fence, they like maybe 4 feet, but this is because we was thinking like if we put it like lower, like they can just.
jump on.
Uh-huh.
Did you know you needed our permission to put a fence?
Sorry?
Did you know you needed to come before us to put up a fence?
No, that's because like the inspector, like the fire inspector, he told me like, well, you don't have no fence, they can walk, and he told me like, maybe you need to put your fence because they can walk anytime, and that's why I put it.
So when did the brick fence get taken? That was in 2019?
It
Around
was
there?
it was a while back.
Okay,
It's been a while
okay,
because
Okay.
it came down when I was still inspecting.
okay.
Pick this fence because of the height, for
Because
security.
for
Wanted
security.
a tall fence.
Yes, just for security. Yes. My neighbor, the next door neighbor, that's the only 2 houses in the block now. And my next door neighbor say, I'm gonna put mine for security too. And the company means he wants the house for a long time. Like, sell me the house, sell me the house. And my neighbor say, no, because when you sell the house, they're gonna knock mine down. So say, please don't sell. If he sells, that's what he told me. I don't know if it's true. If he sells, they're gonna knock mine down. Or if it's true or not true? Okay. Yes.
Okay, any other questions of the applicant? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a discussion.
Angelina Street is not the safest street in Beaumont.
It is not.
Yeah.
It definitely is not. And they're right there on that corner off of 4th Street. And so anybody can come in and out of there just as quick as they want to. There are a lot of vagrants in the neighborhood. So I don't know. For me, it just seems that if her immediate neighbors don't seem to have a problem with it, we should.
Well, you can get,
Yeah.
6-foot aluminum that looks like iron. That, this, you can still get a foothold. A good climber can get a foothold on a hurricane fence and climb over.
Well, I mean,
The wrought iron, you can't because everything's vertical. It's a lot more difficult.
well,
Be a money
right.
issue,
Huh?
might be a finance issue
Yeah,
too.
just go-
Yeah, I'm sure of that too. The wrought iron is much more expensive.
Well, yes, an aluminum wrought iron look is not as expensive as the iron, but it would be more expensive than a hurricane
Chain
fence.
link.
And
I'm just gonna throw my 2 cents into this. You put up a fence on the left and right side of the house. It protects the backyard. Leaving a 6-foot chain link fence in front of a property is not a good thing for our neighborhood. I would recommend putting the fence on the left and right side of the house. She can put a lower fence in the front if she feels like she needs that for security. But it's,
so you're saying that a tall fence like that shouldn't be in front of the house,
it's against
No.
code.
regardless of what it's made of?
No chain link fences are allowed in Old Town in front of the house,
Okay.
period.
Okay, chain link fence, but a wrought iron fence, so you can be as tall as it want
No,
to
it
be.
has to be no higher than 4 foot.
So
I know
there,
that's not true because I
you
already
can-
seen a neighbor put up one.
Really?
Commission,
We need to
Everybody-
know
Yes.
about that.
Commission,
Yes.
just to add to that, you can put up a 6-foot wrought iron fence. The wrought iron fence in the front, the fences in front have to be 80% open to be taller than 4 feet.
Okay.
There is a ordinance regarding that.
I'm mistaken, I'm sorry. I thought
No problem. I just want to make sure for clarity purposes.
Okay, would you explain it to me again?
So for a fence taller than 4 feet in the front yard, for example, a wrought iron fence, if they wanted a wrought iron fence, the fencing material must be at least 80% open to not obstruct the view. Again, we're an architectural
Oh,
preservation
yeah, not to
district.
shut up, yeah.
Where the point of the 80% open, the wrought iron slats, is to allow the architectural pleasure viewing, essentially.
Right.
Okay, any other discussion? We have a motion.
I motion to deny PZ 2024-225.
Okay, we have a motion to deny. Is there a second?
A second.
Okay, we have a motion to deny and a second. We're going to do a verbal vote.
Acting Chair Macon,
Deny.
Commissioner Bill,
I'm for leaving it.
I'm sorry,
I'm for leaving the fence for security purposes for this lady.
Commissioner Berube,
Deny.
Commissioner Goodness,
Deny.
Commissioner Kelly,
Approve.
Commissioner Provo, Commissioner Provo, I'm sorry.
I'm thinking,
Oh, okay.
security purpose, weighing that may I speak?
Yes, ma'am, of course.
I'm just waiting to think with the protection and the second thing is the facade, the look of them in that neighborhood, or to keep up with the city charter or whatever, with the commission, with the code. I'm weighing more for the protection in that neighborhood because I know they have a lot of people that go through there, strangers, and it's getting more and more dangerous.
Okay, and what is your vote?
And my vote is not to deny.
Okay, got that one?
Commissioner Segee,
Or denial. No, I'm sorry. I'd like the fence to stay.
Commissioner Templeton,
Deny.
and Commissioner Thomas.
Approve.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 to deny.
So I believe what that requires is that the motion to deny failed, and I believe we need to take another motion. So if somebody who would like for the fence to allow, we need to hear that motion on the minutes.
Well, what was the vote? I didn't hear that part.
4 in favor of denying and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 not in favor of denying.
Okay, so that means that the motion that was presented to deny is not approved.
Right.
So is there now another motion?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that we approve that the fence remain.
I second it.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the fence remaining and a second.
Okay.
So a vote.
Yes, please.
Acting Commissioner Macon,
Denied.
Commissioner Bell,
Approve.
Commissioner Berube,
Deny.
Commissioner Goodness,
Deny.
Commissioner Kelly,
Approve.
Commissioner Provo,
Approve.
Commissioner Segee,
Approve.
Commissioner Templeton,
Deny.
and Commissioner Thomas.
Approve.
Okay, so the reverse. So it passes.
So what?
So
Passes.
it may remain, yes.
Okay. 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 Do we have, that's all of those. Do we have a historic code enforcement report?
We do.
Okay,
How y'all doing?
good.
The July monthly report, for new historic violations, 5. New junk motor vehicle violations, 1. Junk motor vehicle re-inspections, 3. New weed inspections, 11. Weed violations, 11. Weed re-inspections, 72. And that's for a total of 106.
Okay, y'all have been busy. Okay, is there any other business we need to discuss, old or new? Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
So next time you can't mention it. Get out loud, though, it's gonna be a short meeting.